Countersteering is probably the most confusing concept for most motorcyclists to understand. In fact, I've even heard motorcyclists say that they've never countersteered in their life. In fact, I had a student over the weekend told me he's been riding 40 years, never countersteered a day in his life. What I truly believe is he's been doing it all along, just doesn't understand the concept. I believe the reason countersteering is confusing is, one, it completely contradictory to what we believe should happen when we turn the motorcycle. And two, when countersteering is taught in class, most of the time, we just say, push right, go right. But we don't really explain why countersteering works. So the goal of this video is to completely explain why countersteering works. Now, countersteering works at road speeds, which is about 15 miles an hour and above. At about 15 miles an hour, there are three natural forces that are taking effect on the motorcycle. First of all, gravity, which is always affecting the motorcycle. Second, centrifugal force, which starts to take effect at around 15 miles an hour. Centrifugal force is the force that pulls the motorcycle to the outside of the turn, through a turn. So think of a lasso spinning when it sticks straight out. And then you have gyroscopic effects. That's the effect of the wheels turning. And there's also some gyroscopic effect in the engine, which helps the motorcycle balance, but that's not really in play in countersteering. What we're mainly concerned about when we talk about gyroscopic effect is the front wheel of the motorcycle. Now, when you push right on the hand grip, push forward right on the hand grip, the motorcycle falls into a lean to the right. Then balances itself between gravity pulling the motorcycle down and centrifugal force pulling the motorcycle to the outside of the curve. But what makes the motorcycle lean in the first place? That is gyroscopic. So, I have a bicycle tire here to give an example. So what I'm basically going to do is push forward with my right hand on the axle. Without the tire spinning, the tire just turns to the left. That's what most people think should happen when you push forward on the right grip. The tire should turn to the left. Now, when I get the tire spinning at about 15 miles an hour, I push forward on the right, the tire leans. If I pull back or push forward on the left, the tire stands upright. Again, push forward on the right, tire leans. Push forward on the left, tire stands upright. All right, so that is what causes the motorcycle to get into the lean in the first place. Once the motorcycle is in the lean, the tire now, due to rake and trail, think of a shopping cart wheel. The front shopping cart wheel always follows, the castering always follows the direction of the shopping cart. So once the motorcycle is in a lean, the tire's still pointing to the left a little bit as we're going through a right-hand turn. The tire then comes back due to castering from the rake and the trail of the motorcycle, and the motorcycle turns to the right. The lean is the perfect balance between gravity pulling down on the motorcycle and centrifugal force pulling the motorcycle to the outside of the turn. That's why when you're in a car, you go through a turn really hard, your body is pulled to the outside, but you don't feel that on a motorcycle because that you are balanced by gravity pulling down, which is counteracting on the centrifugal force. Now, steering is input speed dependent. So what we mean by that is the amount of speed that you put that input in affects the motorcycle. So as you noticed before, a very quick input causes the front wheel to cause the motorcycle to lean using gyroscopic effect. Right? Again, very quick input, boom, motorcycle leans. Now, if I do the exact same thing slowly, the motorcycle will direct steer. If we do a slow, very, very, very slow push on the right grip, the motorcycle will slowly turn the front wheel in the direction we normally believe would happen, to the left. And that's what we call direct steering. Now watch this time. If I very slowly turn the wheel, it stays upright. Now quick, it leans. Quick, it leans. But very slowly, we direct steer. So again, the steering inputs are input speed dependent. A very quick input is going to cause the motorcycle to counter steer and lean. A very slow input is going to cause the motorcycle to direct steer and turn in the direction of the handlebars. Now, once the motorcycle's in a lean, we're going to control the motorcycle path of travel with very slow inputs, direct steering to control our line. So we're going to control our line once in the lean using direct steer with those slow, gentle pushes or releases. If we need to get the motorcycle out of a lean very quickly, we push on the outside grip, motorcycle is going to come right up using counter steering. Again, we'll see that with the front wheel of my bike. So we go into a lean, quick, I'm going to push left, motorcycle comes straight up. I hope this helps you understand counter steering and why the motorcycle does what it does. Here at Moto Farm, I believe that we need to understand the physics of the motorcycle so that we have a better understanding of how the motorcycle reacts when we put an input into the motorcycle. I also want to thank Battlefield Motorcycles for allowing me to do these videos on their property